Well, anytime you play a doubleheader in February, it's a labor of love for your club. I mean, it's a lot of preparation, and just being out here that long. The most you can practice under NCAA rules is 4 hours per day. And this was much longer than an 8-hour day for our kids. So to prepare for this is pretty difficult. But I thought our kids hung in there mentally and did a pretty good job. Obviously, and neither one of our starters today were at their very best, and we feel like they're going to be better down the road. Lucas wasn't as sharp as he's been, and for the first time out from the court, he wasn't able to throw the ball in the strike zone as well as we know he's going to be able to do. But we really believe in both those guys, and we think they're both going to be. Well, I mean, Lucas is going to come back and have a great year for us, and McCord's going to be a really good pitcher before it's all said and done at Mississippi State. But we scored runs, and that made it a little bit easier for us. But I thought we really defended the field well. We made a couple of big-time plays. And, anytime you're defending well and you're throwing strikes for the most part, you're going to have a chance to win a ball game.
You were able to count on Mitchell in the first game. The second game, though, you're in a deficit. You throw Vance out there, and he really delivered what you wanted.
Yeah, Vance has been outstanding in the fall and in the early part of the spring. He's been really good. So, we knew that he was going to be really important to us. We really felt like he was more of an end-of-the-game guy, but we had to use him early, and we wanted to today. So his role might evolve just because we know he's that good, and he can throw 3 different pitches in the strike zone, and he's highly competitive. So, yeah, he really came into the game today. Probably the most valuable player of this game, just putting up a ton of zeros when we really needed it.
With 4 home runs today, how much can that aspect kind of be part of the offense this year, the power?
Yeah, again, I think the wind's blowing out a little bit today, and we have to have the right conditions in this ballpark for it to leave the yard. But it's good for those guys to get that off their back, because some of the guys who have power, Humphreys, Ray, those guys, you want to get that first one, and I think that's important. But yeah, for the 3, 4, 5 guys, depending, who have power on our club, and that can be part of their game. It's big, to be able to provide some power. But doubles are important too, and certainly Gavin Collins has as much power as anybody on our club. So when we get him back, and I think we will, going into conference play, I think it really adds to a pretty solid lineup.
On that note, can you evaluate your catching with Josh and Cohen?
Yeah, both those guys I thought did an incredible job today. Couldn't be happy with those guys. They got beaten up. We pitched so much down in the zone. There's so many block opportunities for both those guys, and they did a great job. But you get a little bit beaten up. That's why we got to have both of them in a doubleheader. And I tell you, if we had Gavin, we probably would have caught all 3 of those guys this weekend. That's a luxury we thought we had coming in. But those guys were both ready when their name was called. And both of them played well.
Even with the good hitting, was it encouraging to manage your runs there by taking a lot of pitches, put balls in play, creating some errors there?
Yeah, when you have a guy like Robson who can really run, and some of the guys in our order, you're going to hurry a defense a little bit. There's going to be some throwaways, and I think that's what happened. But certainly, I think Cincinnati's going to be they're going to be a really solid team in that league. They have so many young players that their program. The Hap kid is a real hitter. I mean, we keep throwing that guy fastballs, and he keeps hitting rockets everywhere. So, we need to find a way to get him out a little bit more consistently. But, they're very capable. And so, it's cliche, but the scoreboard starts 0-0 tomorrow, and they're going to want a win against Mississippi State tomorrow. We've got to come out and try and win another baseball game.
Decided on a plan on the mound tomorrow?
Yeah, probably going to be Austin Sexton to start with. And we have some other guys we feel like we can bring back from Friday in the bullpen. Maybe Daniel Brown, maybe Zach Houston. And we still haven't used Trevor Fitz. And he might be our best guy out of the bullpen, so we need to get him out there as well.
What has having guys on base ahead of West Ray done for him?
Oh, I think it's big. I think it's big because he's really in a nice rhythm right now. I felt so confident at the end of the fall, at the beginning of this spring, just because I'd never seen him in the rhythm he was in going into the season. So I feel like if guys are on base, I think he's got a there's no doubt he's going to have a great year if guys can get on it.
Especially with a guy like Robson, where they're kind of worrying about him on first and almost forget about him. And that didn't happen last year.
Well, what you want to do is you certainly want to pressure the other team's defense and on the mound. And, that combination of speed and power, as long as you have something that they have to deal with, it certainly makes your offense better.